When my wife Clara mentioned she wanted to go to her cousin's wedding, I said yes immediately. After 6 years of marriage, I knew how much she enjoyed parties and loved being noticed. But lately something felt off. She seemed withdrawn, always scrolling on her phone, obsessing over her looks before every event. Part of me hoped this wedding could help us find our way back to each other. That hope didn't last long. As soon as we arrived, she slipped away into a crowd of guests, laughing loudly and posing for pictures like I wasn't even there. When I approached her, she barely looked my way, flicking her hand and saying, "Honey, just sit wherever. I'll catch up later." I didn't expect those words to sting as much as they did. At dinner, I went to our assigned table and realized Clara wasn't there. I scanned the room and spotted her at another table, surrounded by men she'd just met, wine glass in hand, tossing her hair as she laughed. The chair next to her sat empty. I stood there for a moment, feeling awkward and small, ignored by my own wife at a family celebration. That's when I noticed a woman seated alone across the room, calm, confident, and composed. She caught my gaze and smiled, a real smile, not the kind meant for an audience. I returned it, walked over, and asked, "Is this seat free?" She nodded, and I joined her. Her name was Hannah, a friend of the groom. Talking with her felt effortless. There was no strain, no pretending. She asked about my work, my hobbies, my life, the kinds of questions Clara hadn't shown interest in for months. We laughed, traded stories, and for the first time in a long while I felt seen. Clara noticed. Her laughter faded, and the practiced smile she wore for others slowly slipped away. She kept glancing in our direction, trying to appear indifferent, but the tension in her jaw gave her away. For once, the spotlight wasn't on her. When dinner ended and the music started, couples crowded the dance floor. Hannah leaned closer and asked softly, "Would your wife be upset if we danced?" I smiled to myself. "If she is, she'll have to admit she knows me," I replied. We joined the others, nothing intimate, just a casual, friendly dance, but I could feel Clara's glare burning into me. Eventually, she stormed over, her voice tight. "I didn't realize you were enjoying yourself so much. You told me to sit anywhere," I said evenly. "I just did what you suggested." The people nearby went quiet. After that, Clara's behavior flipped. Suddenly, she wanted to sit next to me, touch my arm, laugh at everything I said. But it was too late. Everyone had already seen the wife who dismissed her husband, and the husband who stopped waiting to be noticed. When Hannah left, she smiled and murmured, "She won't forget tonight." She was right. That evening marked the first time I stopped pleading with Clara to treat me like her equal. I let her experience what it felt like when I stopped trying. At home, the silence between us was overwhelming. Clara brushed it off at first. "You embarrass me," she snapped. I raised my brow. "I embarrassed you? You erased me. I just learned how to exist without needing your approval." She went still. I continued. "You wanted to look single in front of everyone. I just matched your energy." For once, she had nothing to say. Her lips shook as the realization finally hit. This was how I'd felt for months. In the days after, she tried too hard. Constant texts at work, planned dates, sudden curiosity about my life. But something in me had shifted. Her affection felt rehearsed, not sincere. I knew she wasn't sorry for what she'd done. She was sorry she'd lost control. Control over me. Control over the image she carefully curated. I was done playing along. A week later, Hannah sent a simple message thanking me for the dance and conversation. It wasn't flirty, just kind. It reminded me that genuine connection shouldn't feel like desperation. It should feel natural, balanced, easy. That realization brought me more calm than anything Clara offered. When she finally asked, "Are we okay?" I answered honestly, "No, Clara, we've been pretending for too long." She broke down, saying she never meant to push me away, but tears couldn't undo months of neglect. I told her gently, "You worked so hard to impress strangers that you forgot the one person who stood beside you the whole time." She whispered, "I never thought you'd stop caring." I looked at her and said, "Neither did I, until I had no choice." That wedding taught me something valuable. Losing respect happens quietly, and earning it back requires more than apologies. It takes humility, something Clara had never truly learned. As for me, I didn't need another dance or another chance. I needed peace. And when I finally walked away, I realized that for the first time, I was truly sitting where I belonged.